Good evening, everyone. Uh, Good evening, sir. I guess I'm audible for everyone. Could anyone
Yes,
confirm either by chat box or
yes, we can hear you. Can you
yeah?
hear us?
Yes, sir. Thank you,
Yes, I
sir.
believe I can hear you as well.
Very good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Smile Smart Harnessing the AI for Advanced Dental Care, organized by Apodento. We are thrilled to have you join us for this exciting and informative session. My name is Josha Roshni, and I will be your moderator today. Artificial intelligence is revolutionizing various fields, and dentistry is no exception. Today, we have two distinguished speakers who will share their insights and expertise on how AI is transforming advanced dental care. Before we go ahead with the keynote talks, I would like to have a small word about Apodento. Apodento, Asia Pacific Association for Dental and Oral Health, is one of the leading professional associations committed to improving dental and oral health by promoting advanced science-based evidence through our initiatives in education and research. Apodento meets its objective through academic networking, meetings, conferences, projects, publications, and many more. Apodento strives to enrich from its diverse group of advisory members. Apodento delivers access to its members the industry's most essential information by organizing conferences, workshops, annual convention meetings, and provides networking opportunities both locally and globally. Members have the ability to stay current in their chosen profession, connect with peers, and invest in their futures. And I'm honored to introduce our keynote speakers of our day, Dr. Mohammad Ryan, Vice Dean and Professor of Prosthodontics, Faculty of Dentistry, Sinai University, Egypt. And our next keynote speaker is Dr. Mustafa Hussein Kamal, Associate Professor of Fixed Prosthodontics, MISI International University, MIU, Egypt. Now, I would like to welcome our first keynote speaker as Dr. Mohammad Ryan. Dr. Ryan is the Vice Dean and Professor of Prosthodontics at the Faculty of Dentistry, Sinai University, Egypt. Dr. Ryan will provide us with his valuable knowledge on integrating AI into dental practices. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Mohammad Ryan. Sir, the floor is yours. Please. Dr. Ryan?
Okay, just a minute.
Yeah, sure.
So, okay, I'm trying to share the screen. Share the screen. I don't know where is. Oh, the presentation closed. Okay, I have to reopen. Yes. Can you see the my screen?
Now, yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
Yes. Okay. So first, I want to share a social experiment done by professors to evaluate the animal sense of equality. So they got two monkeys, capuchin monkeys from the same family, and they put them in two separate cages. They trained the capuchin monkeys into a very easy task. They hand the monkey a stone, then the monkey hands back the stone, and they reward the monkeys by a piece of cucumber. The experiment went for 20 times well, and the monkeys were happy, the scientists were happy, until they treated each monkey differently. See what's happened.
is the monkey who gets cucumber. The one on the right is the one who gets grapes. The one who gets cucumber, note that the first piece of cucumber is perfectly fine. The first piece she eats. Then she sees the other one getting grape, and you will see what happens. So she gives a rock to us, that's the task. And we give her a piece of cucumber and she eats it. The other one needs to give a rock to us. And that's what she does. And she gets a grape. And she eats it. The other one sees that. She gives a rock to us now, gets again a cucumber. She tests the rock now against the wall. She needs to give it to us. And she gets cucumber again. So this is.
So please be fair and don't settle for cucumber while everyone else is getting grapes. So the wonderful world of AI. Now in dentistry, we have three workflows. Either the conventional workflow, where it's conventional, the patient rings your bell, you open the door, the nurse meets the patient, he enters your cozy clinic, and to show your hospitality, you offer him a complimentary drink. Some, of course, overdo it. I'm joking. Then the patient finally meets you. You have a quick look at his teeth, and you try to formulate you start to formulate the treatment plan. You start explaining the treatment plan to the patient, show him before and after pictures, and you do the 2D DSD, digital smile design, send it to the lab, and the lab sends you back the diagnostic wax up. You take an index, and then you do a mock-up for the patient. You prepare the teeth, you take an impression, and you cement the temps. Then the lab constructs the veneers, which have no connection with the wax up. You receive them from the lab, and then you bond them to the teeth. The conclusion is that there is multiple gaps in the workflow because you are doing the DSD on the 2D DSD, and diagnostic wax up received from the patient. It's not related to the final preps. Each may have different form shape. The second workflow is the CAD/CAM driven workflow. And in the CAD/CAM driven workflow, you have three options. Either you don't have an intraoral scanner, you are just starting, you have a limited budget in your clinic, you don't have a wealthy father. You start by preparation, provisionals, and visit 3, you do the impression, final impression, you send it to the lab sends you back the try-in, and then you try it, and the lab does the ceramic veneering, and then you do the cementation. This cycle may take from 5 to 10 days, depending on you and the lab. Second option, where you are wealthy and you can get the intraoral scanner, chill side milling, and speed fire furnace, and you can do some restorations inside the office. So the second visit, you do the preparation, intraoral scanning, design for the restoration, the milling of the restoration, and you do the try-in and cementation. And this takes around 2 to 5 hours in your clinic, and it's just for simple, maybe 3-unit bridge, maybe veneers, maybe inlay, only overlay, simple restorations. We have a third option where you use the preparation guide. It doesn't matter whether you have an intraoral scanner or not. You always can do preparation guide, either on impression or with intraoral scanning. So the question is, can we do restoration without taking conventional or digital final impression? I mean, the patient comes in and then you cement the final restoration in his mouth without taking a secondary or definite impression? Yes, the answer is yes, using the tooth preparation guide. So in visit 1, you do an intraoral scanning or conventional impression and an X-ray. You send it to the lab. So the lab sends you preparation guides and the final restoration. So you have in one hand the preparation guides, and in the other hand, you have the final restoration, and it's done for the patient. You do the preparation and the cementation for the patient in the same visit. So all these steps are reduced to just 2 steps, the preparation and cementation in just 1 visit. So basically, this is a video about the preparation guides. If you have an intraoral scanner or you don't have, you take an impression. This is primary impression, and you do an X-ray for the lab to see how the size of the pulp, for him to construct properly the preparation guide. So the lab sends you the final restoration and the preparation guides. You start preparing the teeth according to the preparation guide, and you can do 1 tooth, you can do multiple teeth, you can do bridge, you can do crown, you can do veneers, you can do whatever you want, but you have to have the preparation guides suitable for that. Then you clean, you try your restoration, and you cement it. This is, of course, inlay supported bridge. You can do bridges, you can do crowns, you can do what? This is the first fit veneers. A lot of researchers have been published around the preparation veneers since 2012. In 2020, another research about the preparation veneers, and in 2020, 2023, all these are fascinated by the preparation guides, and they advise people to use them. So we go back to the CAD/CAM workflow. You take pictures of the patient, you mount the picture. That this is the GPS system for the DSD, guided positioning system, for where you guide the photos, and it automatically detects the facial lines, GPS system. Then you start doing a 3D DSD based on the patient photos and overlapped by the scans, either intraoral scan or use scans of the secondary cast. You do the DSD, you send it to the lab. The lab sends you 3D printed diagnostic wax up, receipt from the lab, and you do the mock-ups, you cement them, and then you receive the final veneers or the restoration, and you bond. Still, you have gaps in the workflow. The third option, and that we are going to talk about today, is the AI-driven workflow. What AI benefited dentistry, or specifically prosthodontics? One question, is CAD/CAM AI? Not all CAD/CAMs are AI. The artificial intelligence simulation of human intelligent process, a simulation. Truly, not, till now, they are just simulating like 1 or 2% of the human intelligence or less. They are not there yet. So before I start, you need to know some boring terminology. We have the augmented reality. Augmented reality, in short, part of what you see is real and part of what you see is virtual. It's virtual combined to a real view. So when you have a Google based on virtual reality, you see the reality, and on the reality superimposed a virtual reality, like the Apple Vision Pro. So you can see the house, and on the house you are see superimposed the virtual reality. Virtual reality, it's completely virtual. So all you see is virtual, like the gaming. You are inside the virtual reality, and all you see it's gaming. It's different than the augmented reality, because the augmented reality is some of it it's real. The machine learning, it's first step of the learning. The first step, it's learn without being programmed. The second step of AI, it's more advanced. It's the deep learning, where there is many layers of processing units. The third layer is the CNNs. This is a more advanced learning of the machine, where it recognizes stored photographs. This is the ChatGPT that we know. Of course, AI is not something new. It was introduced in 1984. And since then, scientists and researchers were working on the AI and improving it. Maybe in 2020 or later, that people really sensed the AI into their daily lives. The AI having the ability for learning, reasoning, problem solving, and language learning. So if you did a scan for this, and you want to do a design for this veneer, using the typical CAD/CAM, the designing software will recognize the limit or the finish line as this. But for you want to adjust the finish line and leave this space for you to fill it after. The second time, the CAD will do the same design that he did the first time. The third time, the same design, without taking any notice for the adjustment you did. The 100th time is the same. It doesn't learn. The AI is different. The first time you did, he recognized the finish line, then you do adjustment yourself, and then I start wondering, why did he do this? And start to learn, start to reason. The second time, the AI will suggest the same design that you did after adjustment. And the third time, because it learned from you. So when you have the difference between AI and the software, you have a software, it's closed. It doesn't improve itself. It's only open for updates, and it's closed-ended updates. The AI software, it teaches itself. It's open-ended. So after a while, even when you update it, it goes and teaches itself. It learns more. So the software, you add updates from the expert yourself. The AI, it goes to the experts and improve itself. So we have closed the program that we have today without AI. You just do the updates. And we have an AI programs, but open for machine learning, and it learns from certain sources, but it doesn't learn from the user or from you yourself. And we have the completely open AI program where it learns from the sources and the operator. Still awake? I hear some snoring. So, are robots AI? If a robot have one particular job only, it's not an AI. Like this one, it's functions to change the blocks and to feed the milling machine. It doesn't have, it has a certain job and it doesn't improve itself. Robots that are willing to learn and evolve, they are AI, like the one in the pedo clinics, the Robin AI, the Robin robots, completely AI. Robin learns from kids and from other sources and improve itself, and it's first introduced into pediatric clinics to calm the children and to prevent them from fearing from the operations and from the procedures. Back to the AI workflow. So as prosthodontists, we have this task, and the lab technician has this task. What did AI improve for us in the diagnosis? So in 2023, Pearl AI diagnostic application or software was introduced. It was introduced as a second opinion. It can read 2D X-rays. It's your second opinion diagnostic tool. And of course, it's not the first opinion because the dentist is the first opinion. The dentist have the final say. The AI software is only for suggestion. It suggests for the patient, for the dentist, and the dentist have the final say, either to take it or leave it. So instead of dentist himself interpret X-rays and some things may be overlooked because the patient is, the dentist is tired or exhausted or something. So you have a second opinion that always is remind you of the basics. So they detect the missing file. This is a video of the software where they can measure the depth of the sulcus. She can detect any periapical problem. He can detect fillings, cementum, dentin. He can caries, and he can tell you what stage is the caries, and take a lot of things. So we have applications that can read 2D X-rays, and we have applications that can read 3D X-rays. DiagnoCat, I mean 3D X-rays like the CBCT, the cone beam X-rays. We have the DiagnoCat. The DiagnoCat, it's a 3D reading software. It can read CBCT. This is a video of the DiagnoCat. DiagnoCat, tooth by tooth, he tells you what's his second opinion, and you can see here add comment. He is waiting for you to add comment for him to improve himself by your knowledge. It's a very sophisticated and helpful software, of course. So DSD has benefited also from the AI, where you can do the smile design in only 4 clicks. It helps you. It always recognizes the facial lines. It suggests biometric teeth for the patient. I mean, teeth driven, especially for or designed especially for the patient, not from just from the library. We have connected workflow, of course. So they have centralized data, predictability in design, and connected workflow. Of course, the DSD needs 2 or 3 or 4 hour presentation for me to finish it. For the patient communication, they have an application called Kapanu, based on augmented reality. So we have a problem that what you design, maybe it's not suitable for the patient, and the patient cannot share the process of designing. The lab doesn't share at the same moment with the patient. The Kapanu puts you and the patient and the lab at the same time in the designing process. So the patient at home, or this is the lab technician, looking at what you are looking at your clinic, and the patient is with you. So here you are explaining for the patient. The patient instantly sees in augmented reality the future of his teeth, and he can adjust the length, he can adjust the width, he can adjust the shape, or of course according to the occlusion. This is the virtual mock-ups. The patient can see them inside his mouth, where you can do either dynamic. This is the patient, of course, he's happy. He sees the mock-ups, virtual mock-ups in his mouth, and he can adjust the length, width. Okay. This is an article in 2021 where it says that AR enhances communication between clinician, dental technician, and the patient, of course. And it's not the only software that it can do this. The IBOSmile software by Ivoclar, it can do the same. Dental monitoring, it's a plug-in device that it can be placed over your smartphone, where the orthodontic can monitor the progress in your teeth daily without the need for you to go to the clinic and take impressions. So the intraoral scanner, had benefited from the AI a lot. It can do, it removes the soft tissue fingers during scanning. It can do smile design, can detect caries, it can do auto-occlusal alignment, implant identification. A lot of things can be done. It can identify caries, and it's great. So it can auto-articulate maxillary and mandibular arches. It can auto-detect maximum intercuspation, MPIs, and it can detect dental caries and tooth fractures. And it can interpret, the orphan implants. Orphan implants, where the implants are placed by another dentist, and the patient comes to you without any records, and you need to identify the implants that are in his mandible or in his arches. So the intraoral scanner can 92% accuracy. With 92% accuracy, it can detect these orphan implants. It can detect tooth shade, automatic restoration design, facial changes, and it can design RPD. But the downside, you cannot rely on ChatGPT in generating answers for RPDs. This research, they asked the ChatGPT questions and waited for the answers. The answers were not, sadly, were not correct. In the extraoral scanner, we don't see a lot of AI, because in the near future they will cease to exist, because with the continuous improvement and decrease in price in the intraoral scanner, the extraoral scanners will have no value at all. So in the CAD, in the design, you can do design in only 3 clicks. The 3-Shape Automate till IDS 2023 did more than 2 million crown design. So we have 2 million crowns successfully designed till 2023. You don't have to buy the expensive CAD software. You can do it online for just, I think, $1 per design. Or in the 3D Me Studio, you can do the design in just one click. For the manufacturing, now we have hybrid manufacturing. The milling process at high cost and high accuracy. Where the 3D printing, it's lower costs and lower to somewhat accuracy. When you combine the 3D printing and the milling together, you have the hybrid manufacturing, where you start by doing 3D printing for the restoration, and then you complete the restoration by milling. This is the 3D printing of the restoration, and after they finish, they will remove the powder, clean it, and then place it. Take the disc, it's not completely finished, and place it in the milling machine where the precisely mill the rest. So you don't have a lot of waste in this process. So the hybrid manufacturing, it combined the low cost, high accuracy of the both walls. And of course, we have the 3D printed breakthrough by Sprint Ray, the Midas, where it can 3D print one crown in 10 minutes. Then we have the patient result prediction. It can successfully predict the final color of the ceramic veneer. So in the conclusion, we have no gaps in the workflow. No gaps at all. So remember, like Albert Einstein said, question everything to learn something. Thank you. Any questions? You all slept? All sleeping?
If any of the participants is having any questions, you may drop your questions in the chat box.
Anything dropped? Questions? Okay. The PowerPoint available. What do you mean by the PowerPoint? Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, doctor. Thank you. You mean the PowerPoint for the presentation? Maybe I can send you a PDF for the presentation. Thank you for the thank you, dear. I don't know whether it's recorded or not. You have to get back to Appadento.
It's a recorded session. Like if the participants are unable to join at the starting, they'll get the recordings.
Yes, it's recorded. Yes, the Muhammad Refat, you say the presentation. So Muhammad, when you are a presenter, no presenter gives the presentation to others, but I will give you a PDF for the presentation. Muhammad, if you attended a presentation in Europe or the US and you ask the presenter to give you the presentation, he will be very annoyed. Sometimes they protect their laptop as if it's their own kid. They won't get you any near of their laptop. Okay, thank you all. So no question?
I guess there are no questions, so like everyone are so impressed with the presentation, I guess.
Or maybe they slept. They slept or they were sleeping.
Everyone are just thanking. There are no further queries at all.
Yes, yes.
Okay, like if you have any further queries, kindly drop in the chat box or raise your hand. We'll give you an access to speak.
I mean CAD, computer aided design. The design software. When you have you have a prepared tooth and you want to design the crown. The designing of the crown on computer, it's called the computer aided design. So when I say CAD, I mean designing on computer. And there are a lot of softwares or applications, especially for this. In the past, I think there were only 5 big companies for the designing software, and it was super expensive, ranging from I think 20,000 to more. Now I think it's cheaper, but you don't have even to buy the software. You can only do the design online. Do you prefer to do the design yourself on CAD/CAM or allocate it to the lab to do it? This is a very clever and smart question. Of course, I don't do the design myself because this is a lab job. When you do the design, you have to take a lot of courses to be very good at design. Then, if you are not practicing design, you are not as good as the lab technician. On top of that, you will waste a lot of time doing the design yourself. Means that you don't have a lot of patience, because if you have like مثلا 5 or 6 patients a day, you don't spend the night doing the design for them. So what I do is I ask the lab technician to do the design under my instructions. I look at design. If in the design phase, if I liked it, I have no correction, I tell him to go on. So I look at the final design. I monitor the design, but I do the design. I don't do the design myself. For me, and don't take this offensively, I look at the design, if done by the patient, as a waste of time.
Okay, sir. And there is a question like, how can we detect the type of implant 92% accurately?
Sorry?
There is other question, sir, like how can we detect the type of implant 92% accurately?
Using the iOS, using the intraoral scanner. The intraoral scanner can detect using the via the X-ray, can detect the implants used. Another question I want to ask you about the preparation guide software. I think it's called. Let me return to one of the softwares. They are called. First Fit. First Fit. It was done by a company called First Fit, but I think some lab technician, they do the just modification for the surgical guide into the preparation guide. They can do this, but I don't think there is a software or a plug-in in the CAD softwares for the preparation guides. I don't think so. They do it custom made. or you can do go to the First Fit Veneers, First Fit company. They do the preparation guides for you via the First Fit company. Nivnet Rana, maybe you are right. Maybe the AI, it's more back in the 50s maybe, but up to my knowledge, it wasn't that the AI that we know. In the past, it was more to the primitive way of AI. It's not to represent the AI that we have today, but you are right. It was introduced way before the AI in 1985. But 1985, they considered the real launch of AI because it's almost the AI that we are using today, but it's more in more advanced form. You are right, Navneet. What is the name of the website where we can do our design online? There are hundreds. I will tell you a lot of software, a lot of sites now. Hundreds of 3D. Okay, I will tell you now. Smile Design, the CAD. You have the H3D. You have the 3DME Studio, 3D Me Studio. You have the 3Shape Automate, the EasyRx, CAD Flow, Pre-Teeth, Co-Diagnostics also. A lot of sites. I asked if the technique found in Egypt now. No, I didn't see it. I didn't see the preparation guides in Egypt because the preparation guide themselves they are expensive, and because of our economical state, you cannot ask for you cannot ask from the patient an added money on the restoration. It's mainly done for the busy patients. So the patient needs to do the preparation and the cementation in one visit. Karim Tawfiq, till now, I never heard about the preparation guides in Egypt. I never did. But maybe it's a nice thing to start it yourself if you have if you want. I have showed the description for you. I think this is other because I have showed other conference. I don't remember. I have showed a prescription for you in the Egyptian conference, doctor. I think is the IDC 23 because I have showed other conference. I don't. I didn't understand what you did. What you said, Refa. I didn't get you. I have showed a presentation for you in Egyptian conference. I think the IDC 23 or other because I showed other conference. I don't get it. I didn't get it. Sorry. I didn't understand what you are saying. So, any more questions? Anyone still awake? Anyone? Okay.
I guess there are no more questions, sir.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Thank you all for the time you have given me to show you my presentation, and I hope you benefit from it. I hope you're not sleeping all the time or doing something else. So to the next presentation, I will attend now my presentation of my dear colleague Mustafa Kamal. You will enjoy it. I know him as a very skilled clinician and a very smart CAD CAM designer, not designing but designing the software of the CAD itself. So thank you all and have a great day.
Thank you, Dr. Ryan, for that enlightening presentation. Your insights into the application of AI are truly inspiring and demonstrate the potential of AI to enhance the patient's care. Our next keynote speaker is Dr. Mustafa Hussain Kamal. Dr. Kamal is an associate professor of fixed prosthodontics at MISR International University, MIU, in Egypt. Let's give a warm welcome to Dr. Mustafa Hussain Kamal. Dr. Kamal, please take the stage.
First of all, I would like to thank Apadento for this hosting. I hope you are hearing well my voice right now.
Yes, sir.
I thank you, Dr. Muhammad Ryan, for the presentation. I thank you, Joshua, for this warm welcoming. And actually, we are now dealing in a world of AI, and the AI is now the blockbuster. First of all, greetings from my country. This is an image from the Great Egyptian Museum that's going to be inaugurated and opened soon, I hope. As you know, the old Egyptian civilization was very complicated in mathematics and many achievements in technology. But let's have a look from the past to the present and the future. What you see on the screen is kind of a cloud of what we are now searching on the internet regarding AI. So AI is becoming the blockbuster of our life. It's becoming the big scene in our present, in our thinking, in the applications, in everything that we are dealing with right now in the world. So if you see how AI turned things, even in the investment upon scale of the followers, if you see how ChatGPT just got 100 million people who followed or just got participated into this application in just 2 months, 100 million people, 100 million users. TikTok, as one of the great applications that's spreading worldwide, took 9 months, but ChatGPT just collected this in 100 million users in just 2 months. This proves to you how it's now dominating our life. It's now dominating our practice in every aspect of our life. And if you see even investments, the revenues that are expected from ChatGPT year by year from 2016 to 2024, it shows you how there is a great interest, a growing interest in AI in our world. Even speaking right now, there are other people, applications listening to us. They are listening to our interests. They are joining our lives. They are engaging into our activities and moods. And they have algorithms, AI algorithms that do filter things, filtering our news feed and filtering the ads that are introduced to us according to our needs and demands. So it's coming very, very infiltrating into our lives, the AI concept. If you see even how accurate it got, all these are pictures of me. But actually, the only question, who is the real me at all of these persons? If you got just 1 second to think about it, so let me answer it. The only one who is real in all these images was the second image. But all the other ones previously shown on the screen, they are made by AI. This is how accurate the algorithms and the models are training itself. It can create facial expressions for me that didn't even exist. Me as thinking of nothing, neutral person, light smile, white smile, a very white smile. And this one application is called HiPic. It depends upon a technology called face swapping, or it's an algorithm called face swapping as a part of AI that can turn an image into many other features and getting me sad, happy, white smile, or even neutral with no recognized expression. Even we can turn it into video. Luma AI from Luma Labs, now it's turning it, if you know what video is 24 frames per second. It means that I can make further 24 frames out of just one image to create a video that it did not exist before. And we have to ask ourselves, first of all, a question: what is AI? Simply, and what is, as Dr. Ryan said, a part of the boring definition, artificial intelligence is technology that enables computers or machines to simulate human intelligence and perform problem-solving capabilities. This is the concept of AI. It doesn't only do one certain job. It can formulate many things. As we see in this pattern, it can have multiple input nodes, and then it has a neural network, which is the part inside in the middle, and it can get us to an output layer, which is the final result of our appearance of what we are searching for. The idea of the identification or how the algorithm of AI works, it started first of all from machine learning. So we have a car, as for example, I am sitting in front of the computer. Please, I'm telling the computer, I'm telling the algorithm to see, if you see this car, just say it is a car. And this is called machine learning. And then we got further into the higher level, which is called deep learning. I make the algorithm analyze it. It can self-extract the features and then tell me the output that this is a car. That by all means, I leave for it the autonomy to get its method of learning and make a more complex idea of identification of this, and then get the output out there. So let's see if we can use AI for problem solving in prosthodontics. We have multiple obstacles clinically that are facing us. So did you ask yourself how much time do you need or does it take for us to adjust occlusion for single CAD/CAM restoration? This is supposed to be made by a system CAD/CAM that you see all the high spots and all of these. Actually, there was research that was done recently. It asks the same question. It's occlusal adjustment time for single restoration that was made by different virtual articulation methods. Actually, our best shot in this was to get adjustment time about 4 minutes, from maybe 1.5 to 4 minutes. This is the best thing if you are using an articulator, if we're trying to do everything. So still with the CAD/CAM, still if we see all the context with intensities, we just take some time to adjust the chair side. And we have to ask ourselves, can we do more? Can AI solve this problem? Actually, our problem is that we are doing average restorations for non-average patients. We are expecting that there is certain condylar angle and cusp angle, and from the average amount, we are doing an average restoration. So we are suffering to adjust it further time chair side. There was a modality or a program that was introduced, which is BiteFinder. BiteFinder, actually, it has an AI capability to learn from the wear facets, the bite intensity, the cusp angles, fissures and cusp positions, and it starts to not just to articulate the upper and lower cusps together, as we see in this video, it starts to generate a functional path even. We can make virtual articulator based on these wear facets. If you look to it, it's as if we are looking to a car and we are looking to the tires, and from the tires and the wheels of the car, we can know the intensity, the load that's being applied on the car, the things or the type of the road you are going into. Is it paved or it's rocky or it's a mountain? And from all this, we can generate this accuracy, better accuracy of the anticipation of our occlusion. We can generate, as you see in this video, a functional path for our restorations. We can just measure for the intensity. We can know from the cusp angulations what is the average condylar angle from teeth, because teeth is the ever-changing part. And as you see here, we are now generating a functional path. They are saying on their website they are integrating this furthermore into the exocad software and in a further trial to improve their performance, its performance in generating final restorations. And if you see, even the research says can produce, it can produce the restorations with high accuracy. It has high accuracy to locate the maxillomandibular relation. It's very comparable to other systems, by the way. The question that Dr. Ryan said before, and I thank him for asking the question, is our CAD/CAM considered as AI? Not all of it. We have some steps. The finish line identification, it could be some sort of an algorithm or a process. The detection of undercuts, maybe it's one of the processes. It's not a full AI system, but we have still to work on some steps and design it with our hands. So the DentBird AI, Dr. Ryan said before, I thank him for showing it up first of all, but it actually has the power, as we see in the videos, to detect, first of all, after uploading the STL files or the OBJ files in colors for the prepared teeth, to analyze, make automatic analyzing, detect the prepared teeth automatically from AI. These are prepared. This is detected by the AI and starts to manufacture the restorations automatically in just 3 clicks. So this is a kind of generation through AI for final restorations. It can detect the prepared teeth automatically. It can just make the final restorations with a great deal of accuracy. And with only $1, there's only $1 is written on their website, that with $1 you can generate your final restoration. And furthermore, we want to know, how did AI affect our intraoral scanner accuracy? First of all, we have, before saying this, we have to get one straight thing. Without AI scanning, as you see, this is the simplest form. AI can cut out unnecessary data, fingers, lips, unnecessary data that can make our files look bigger and more scrappy and larger and difficult to upload and difficult to deal with inside the CAD/CAM system. All of this can be cut out with the AI. This is a very simple form of AI. How can it affect our intraoral scanning accuracy and make it more speedy and more reliable in the dental practice? But furthermore, let's see inside furthermore how our 3D models are being created. It starts, as you see, with some points in space. Whatever scanning technology you know, these are what's called the point cloud. The point cloud, the points are being connected together, as we see right here, to make what's called a polygon mesh. Set of triangles or polygons make, as we see in this video. And then finally, we add the final skeleton, the colors and textures to get a model that is finally colored and finally textured. You can use it for designing. This is how our model is being created. So simply, we start from the point cloud to the polygon mesh to the final STL file. And so the idea about this, it's like an image. So if you are going to deal with the image as pixels, we are dealing with the point cloud by the resolution, the number of points inside this mesh. So whenever actually you get more points, you get a more dense model, you get a model that you think maybe it's more accurate. So does this mean that the most dense model or the high resolution model with more point density in the point cloud have higher accuracy? Actually, the answer is totally no. The idea is here is that some sort of what's called interpolation. An intraoral scanner can interpolate or just can get more points, which does not exist. It does not exist by any means. The most important idea is not the point density or the number of points, is the distribution of points. The point distribution here at the margins and at the sharp edges and the points that you need more description for it, more details for it, is what counts. I can get you a model with 1 million points, a very dense point cloud. You think it's accurate? No, it's not. What research say about this? Comparing many scanners together, even from 2018, this is not a very recent thing, but they say in the conclusion of this research that regarding all this, there is no relation between the resolution of the mesh and the accuracy. Furthermore, they say that scanners can produce STL files with more dense points, which do not correspond to the actual surface points. They do not correspond to the actual surface details. I can make you a model with many points, but it's not accurate at all. And even if we compare multiple scanners from multiple generations together and see the accuracy of all these together, when we compare them together from Traeus to i500 to i700 to PrimeScan, which was one of the latest by Sirona, we can find that on the level of the mesh and on the level of the tessellation mesh, which is the STL file, the density of the tessellation, this is the basic geometry of any 3D model, there is no big deal of difference. It's just in the range of 50 microns, as more or less, which is not significantly that much higher. What differs for me more is the points at the margins, at the points I need more density at, really. So when you are looking to the scanner, if you had the chance to analyze the point density and the point distribution, this is what more counts for me as a clinician and person who is searching for a more accurate intraoral scanner. So actually, the AI intraoral scanning can help us in many aspects. First of all, to remove unwanted features, to increase the scanning speed and the stitching of the images or the video capturing together, to close the holes and defects. And sometimes when we are scanning, or when we are new to scanning, or when we don't know the protocol of scanning actually quite well, there are areas that are missing. And here by the AI, it can generate and fill in these holes and fill in these defects inside the mesh and make for us more accurate models, but according to the learning method. Here, take care of the errors. If I use the HiPic, which I used at the beginning of the presentation, to change this crying baby into a smiling baby, there is very big significant error. It made this baby with full set of teeth, which is quite impossible for his age. So at this point, as long as the model learning is quite unlimited, it's extended and not closed, we can get a more accurate model for filling in the errors and the holes and the defects are present in our intraoral scanning. If we are having quite a limited model that does not learn from our type of preparation, so still we have the same errors that are going to be existing. Another question is, can we make accurate digital workflow in our aesthetic cases? This is another problem, because all the time previously we were doing correlating images, 2D images, filling them into our 3D designing models. We are trying to choose from the teeth library that are available, just concerning the size of the teeth and shape of the teeth, and maybe the facial form in a way or another. But we were trying to implement these images, 2D images, to make 3D models. And actually, this is a big kind of a defect in our designs. So we had to go for furthermore what's called face scanning. The idea of face scanning, or the face scanners, you see them in the market. This is one of them is called Ray Face Scanner. It depends upon multiple cameras, that it takes images for the face from multiple aspects and uses the concept what's called photogrammetry scanning, or what's called structure from motion scanning, that it takes multiple images from multiple sides for the feature of interest what we are having. It starts to correlate all these images together and form for the 3D model for the face. And if you think that photogrammetry is something trivial, no, it's a very big issue. If you see this video for the wreckage, and if you recognize it, this is the Titanic. This is the biggest wreckage ever for a ship that sank maybe in one of its first journeys in the Atlantic Ocean, at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. And to make scanning for it with all these details at this very high depth, this was a very difficult task for any of our known scanning technologies. They just relied on multiple images, which were 700,000 images, to make photogrammetry scanning for this wreckage and finally get a 3D model in all colors, in all details. This is the power of photogrammetry, and this is the coming era of it. But can we apply it in our daily life? Can we use it actually in our daily life through one simple thing that we carry every day together, which is our cellular phones? Our cellular phones, which are considered to be the ultimate multi-purpose tool in all our lives. It's for gaming, for instance, for music, for mailing, for not just telephone, just equipped with a high definition camera. By the way, we can pay with it, or our what we buy from internet or from any store. But first of all, we can turn it into a scanner, because actually now we can make face scanning with our mobiles, cellular phones in the clinic. As we see this from its reality captures from NVIDIA, the creator of multiple aspects of our digital technology in our laptops, gaming laptops. Actually, it made this software, which is reality capture or reality scan. As we can see from multiple images, we can make a face scan. We can make a facial model just from 2D images. And it's highly accurate, by the way. We can get use of all of this to help us in our clinics. We don't have to own fancy things. We don't have to buy much more equipment. We can use this software or this technique of photogrammetry upon multiple others. It's not just the only one. We have multiple competitors, starting from Mushroom, which is totally an open source, okay? But we are having multiple others to Zephyr 3D, which I like to use better more because it has more advanced AI software built up in it. And to further speak, if you even have an iPhone, we have what's called the LiDAR scanning, which stands for light detection and ranging. You can make live scanning for the face using your iPhone just by this scanning method. So if you're having an iPhone, not an Android like I do, you can use it, the LiDAR scanning, and you have multiple scanning softwares that are placed in the market for the App Store. These are things I made at my home, actually, to scan a chair or to scan a tree, and it's existing. All of this started just from gaming. Okay, Reality Scan is available for mobile phones. You can just try it for free. And what's more spectacular about this, you don't have to process it on your laptop. You just take photos or just take a video, as we are going to see, and just send it to the server, okay? And then they are going to send you a reply after 30 minutes with your scan with all its details. And even this is one of my colleagues, I made a face scan for him, as you see, from a 3D face scan, just using the mobile phones. And you see on the other side, on the other hand, these were the images I collected, just scrappy thing, maybe just the first trial with my mobile phone, just from multiple aspects, and correlated them into facial 3D model. The idea about it, so actually how to transfer all these images into a 3D model, we have to deal with the one certain thing that's quite deficient for cameras, normal cameras or mobile phone cameras, which is called distortion. We have two types of distortion, barrel distortion or pincushion distortion. And the solution for all this is called the XI file. It's the hidden part of the image that we don't see. It collects all the images or the details of the image that's taken from which camera, from which mobile phone, which the type of the focal length of it, all the details of imaging, if you know the f-stops and ISO and all these things, and even the date when was the image captured. So it gets from this all the details. If you know the XR file as a trivial information, it helped to solve the case between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, because they found that the images that were placed by Amber Heard for the trial were not original. They were actually forged by a way or another from digital forensics, that these images were edited to show that she has been subjected to violence. But actually, the XI file help us to undistort images inside the software, get pure images that are without distortion, and help us to correlate images. In addition to identification of the position from where I took the photo, from the side or from the front or from top, and then we make what's called depth mapping to change this image into a mesh to finally get all of it. But this was the very basic first thing, because we have another advancement. We needed less amount or less number of images for this. So there was Luma AI. It depends on video capturing. It was also made by NVIDIA. and it depends upon what's called NERF. NERF is called neural radiance fields. Neural radiance fields is type of an AI system. It's AI system made by NVIDIA that uses input images, fewer input images, in order to make a 3D model. It actually turns upon or depends upon a machine learning that to make a 3D model. It's unlike photogrammetry, it uses fewer images, and this makes our life easier. So actually, didn't photogrammetry enter to our dental field? And not just face scanning. Actually, we can use it for dental scanning, by the way. The first hypothesis I read from the literature was in 2019 as a proof of hypothesis. They tried to use photogrammetry to scan models. Actually, and it could be a viable technique and reliable for digitizing dental models. We can use it, we can rely on it with high degree or reliable degree of accuracy. Furthermore, we don't need a sophisticated camera to do it. We need the mobile phone camera. Smartphone-based photogrammetry is an accurate and reliable method for 3D modeling. This is our next leap. We may abandon using even scanners and use our mobile phones. Or maybe we can use our intraoral cameras, just the pure intraoral camera, to make a video capture or an image capture from multiple sides, and then make photogrammetry with no great deal of suffering. And even I worked on it to assess the accuracy of photogrammetry for prepared teeth in one of my articles, one of my very dear and personal articles. And we got from it that stereophotogrammetry scanning was a reliable scanning method. It depends upon AI and get multiple algorithms to use these 2D images, which called image-based rendering, to create 3D models. And also we wanted to get it one leap forward, more forward. Can we use just one image to make a 3D facial model? This was a kind of an experiment or research that I did with my colleagues in Computer Science University, also in MIU, that we wanted to use only one image to turn it into a 3D facial model. It was built upon this scheme that you see. We take an input image, we make for it processing, okay, and then for the pre-processing, detect the facial features, and then make analysis for these facial features to make finally a mesh that we can make the idea of face swapping to change the features from smiling to sad to light smile to very ease smile, which is the maximum smile. And even from this, we can detect points from the face and make facial analysis and finally get a report to detect what is the IPD, what is the intercommissural line, what is the interpupillary line. We can realign the images to make a 3D model that's quite aligned and with classification of occlusion and facial profile assessment. All this we can do from AI. It can make our life easier. Actually, Dr. Ryan said deeply about another point, which is orphan implants. Orphan implants, if you know it, it's a patient comes to you, it comes with a very, abandoned type of implant. I didn't know when it was made. And after a while, the patient comes to you and they want to make a final prosthesis on it. And you don't know what is this implant and what are accessories, what is the type of abutments, what type of implant. I don't know. Actually, I have to guess all this. So by all means, AI helps us to make identification of this, orphan implants and know what is the type of implant that I'm having and how to use it and where to get for it accessories, as I know the type of implant quite well. Furthermore, it helps to me in the idea of implant planning for placement. Atomica AI, it helps me for implant placement according to bone density and thickness. It helps me to correlate the scanned models from inside the patient's mouth with the DICOM files, which are the CBCT or the cone beam software. It helps me for automatic nerve detection inside this also software. It's based on the cloud. You don't need to pay further for it. You don't need to have a fancy computer to analyze this. You just need a computer that's connected to internet. And it can help you in the guide design, the implant planning, and finally, you can get a surgical guide even and then download it, just make 3D printing for it. And this makes our life easier. I don't have to communicate with multiple people. I just can make my planning and just can get finally my the surgical implant guide. So a final question that was quite ethical. So it was said, or it was being posed by the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, maybe a couple of centuries before. Are machines or will machines replace us as human beings and do our functionalities? Actually, the answer was quite no. But what helped us, that artificial intelligence, as a conclusion, it helped us to decrease our effort, or it helps us decrease our effort, save money, because we can just abandon buying the idea of buying multiple softwares that are quite expensive, or multiple machines that are quite stuffed with features, and we can save our money, and we can save our time, and we can enhance performance. Maybe I'm tired, I cannot have the pure judgment or the guidelines for judging this case. I can use AI to help me in this and make better performance for me.
Thank you for your time, and I am ready to answer your questions.
Well, it's a big thank you for your time, and then my even AI avatar was welcoming you, and I'm ready for all your questions. And thank you very much for your time and for your engagement. I hope you didn't miss with me anything regarding the presentation. And any questions, I'm ready for this.
If any of the participants is having any further queries, kindly drop your questions in the chat box.
Thank you. Thank you for your kind words. So any questions? I'm ready for this, please. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Karim. So any questions? I'm ready to answer. What is the iPhone software for 3D model? Actually, you can just search in the App Store anything that's related to LiDAR. Okay. You can just search for anything that's related to LiDAR, the word LiDAR, and it will help you. You have also the Reality Scan. Reality Scan is present on actually the App Store, and it's also present in the Android market, in the app market for the Android as well. So it's called Reality Scan. You can just try it for free. It's available for free, and you just upload it on their servers, and then they reply to you with the final output after maybe 20 to 30 minutes, something like this. Thank you. Thank you for your kind words. You can get on your phone a phone with an STL format. You can get it with an STL format or an OBJ format, as what you can like. You download it from your application if it's available free without money, and then send it to the lab. Actually, you scan it. You get to download from the software the format you would like. STL, which is the basic geometry, or OBJ or PLY with colors, actually is more features. And then finally, you send this final format to the lab, because this is the format the lab can handle. You're mostly welcome. Actually, the iPhone camera, Hadil, it has a LiDAR scanner. LiDAR scanner, it assists in the accuracy of photogrammetry scanning because it has this light ranging system. It can detect, it gets better what's called depth mapping. It can get better features, more accurate features. This is the advantage of the iPhone camera. It has, in some advanced models of your iPhone, you have what's called a LiDAR scanner. This is the point of advantage of the iPhone cameras. Okay, just any further questions?
I guess there are no further more questions from the participant, sir.
Thank you very much for your time and this kind of invitation from Apadental. I hope it's a kind of being an upfront or just introduction to further, cooperation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Glad to have you today.
Thank you very much.
As we wrap up today's webinar, I would like to extend our deepest gratitude to Dr. Mohammad Rayan and Dr. Mostafa Hussain Kamal for sharing their expertise and insights with us. Your contribution to the field of dental care are truly commendable. And I thank you to everyone who attended today's session. We hope you found it informative and inspiring as we did. Please stay tuned for future webinars and events organized by Apadental. Have a wonderful day.
Thank
All the
you.
participants will receive the certificate to their registered mail IDs in a span of 2 to 3 days. I repeat myself, all the participants will receive the certificate in a span of 2 to 3 days. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye.